Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be.
So the first thing I think of when I think about the Bucket Brigade is helping each other out. You know, a lot of the tasks we're doing, it's really time consuming, but it's also really strenuous. And so if you can just give each other a hand, that's really all that is all that it's about. And you know, I think we all work well when we're working together. And you know, sometimes people can do these tasks, but then you think about those other people who might not necessarily feel like they can do it, but they can. So we want to give everyone an equal share.
When I hear Bucket Brigade, I think of sand. I would be really interested to see the actual energy expenditure of if one person just carried a bag of sand all the way up versus if we did the Bucket Brigade and one person had 10 bags of sand pass through them and then pass it off.
For me was kind of confusing. I wasn't really a fan of it always. I wasn't sure if we were kind of like getting things done as quickly as we could. But the other option was basically like carrying these huge 50 or 60 pound like sandbags or whatever the hell else we had from the bottom of the beach all the way up to the hill. It was kind of like a love-hate relationship with that.
Please put it on my left shoulder.
What comes to mind when you think of Bucket Brigades?
Kevin.
It makes me feel like I get to be part of something that is bigger than myself.
So how do you feel about Bucket Brigade?
They're my favorites.
When I think of Bucket Brigade, I think of efficiency and teamwork. Because of the Bucket Brigade, we've been able to do so much more, so much faster.
So at first it was very hard, very heavy, but then I think we grew muscles from it, so it became fast, easy. Got a lot of sand, maybe like a ton or two, up to the church, and it was good.
A lot of lifting, again a lot of teamwork, efficient, and can be kind of crazy and have some fun with your people. Bucket Brigade.
Bucket Brigade, we do it every day, and lots of movement of heavy stuff, and lots of sand, and more teamwork.
Momentum through collaboration.
Okay, Bucket Brigades.
Here's a tip. Don't use the floppy bag.
I think of, when I hear Bucket Brigade, I think of a line, and I think of fun and laughter and making a job easier together. Completing something as a team, moving something from one place to the other, using a line and buckets.
Perfect.
Teamwork and productivity.
How do you feel about Bucket Brigades?
Fast.
Joe, are you gonna do anything?
Bucket Brigades in the beginning of our trip get a D- for our effort as a group. But as we started doing sandbags and we got up to a solid A+, and it's really helped us conserve our energy so we can finish all the projects that we wanted to for the chicken coop. When I hear about Bucket Brigades, I think about teamwork.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
So, I had a question. What do you think of when you hear ox cart?
I think of teamwork and trust and working together to move something that's who knows how much weight, but together we can do it.
When I think of ox carts, I think about strength.
Yeah.
Fast.
How do you feel about ox carts?
They're definitely faster than Joe's fast buses, that's for sure.
I think it was like back breaking because I was usually in the back pushing, and like however they hold it in the front of the hips, that's how low you are in the back, and so it's a lot of work, but it helps get more masses of material up to our work site. So it's awesome, it's really fun. But you just have to watch out when it goes in a bump because it can literally fling you across the jump or rainforest. Sorry.
It's good cardio.
There's this counterbalancing thing that happens with the ox cart or the boy, and the person in the front has to keep it up while the person in the back has to push it down so that there's, you know, like equal weight is distributed. And I think that's something that is really interesting because, you know, every person that's moving with this ox cart has to do the specific task, or else it won't work, or else it's going to be too hard on one person or too easy on another person. And so we have to really work together to make sure that, you know, everyone's doing their job and that we're going to get to the place without somebody, you know, feeling exhausted by the end of it. But yeah.
Pushing the ox cart is a really good team building experience because it takes full cooperation amongst all the people involved. One person's not doing what they're supposed to, the whole thing could go wrong.
Strength in numbers.
You have to be strong. You gotta beat the ox.
Tough cookies. Teamwork. They pull on it as we push and direct it.
All I know is that they call it the boy, and it's a lot of weird physics, sometimes pushing, sometimes pulling. It's a difficult task, and you need everyone to be together. Okay.
Don't make sharp turns.
So the ox cart has some weird physics to it that I still don't understand, but all I know is if you're the boy or the ox, push down. But if you're back there, do not push down. And if y'all communicate, it works out in the end.
When I hear ox cart, I'd also think of sand. I think we calculated one time, and it was like 7,000 pounds of sand. So without that ox cart, I think we would literally be dead.
Avoid roots. If you hit them, they hurt.
The ox cart, very thankful we had that. It would have sucked either constantly doing bucket brigades across the entire community or like walking a bag of something, you know, a mile to its final destination. And if we had not had that ox cart, I think a lot of us would have been dropping like flies. That was like a huge part of kind of definitely getting some of those major projects done in a timely manner.
Avoid branches. If you hit them, they hurt.
The ox cart was a really cool tool that we got to use. It's something that I've never used before, and it was something that really helped us transport things in a much faster way than we would have if we had to, like, say, take all those bags of sand up that 100 yards or 200 yards, whatever it was, for us to get from like the bottom of the beach up to the top wherever we were going.
What do you think of when you hear bucket brigades? What do you think of when you hear ox cart?
Am I squinting? Tough. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be ox cart first. Am I going?
Yes, now you're going.
Which one do you want? Which one? What do you?
I'm itching myself, so okay. So whoever's in the front has to be pushing up, pushing down. Wait, Jules. Ox cart person in the front is pushing up or pulling down?
The person in the front is usually pushing down.
Pushing down,
Yeah.
and the one. Okay,
And the
let me
one-
start over. Yeah, so you push up, and then the one in the back pushes down. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're holding it like this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me start over. So,
How do you feel about bucket brigades?
Tip number 1.
Wait, no, I wanted.
Ox carts.
No, wait, redo. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Toidles.
Go ahead.
Are you gonna ask me the question?
Oh. About Oxford.
Fast.
God damn it. Okay, Jelly, can you at least do something with your hands so it's a little different? Okay. I mean, say fast.
Fast.